City lights are glowing bright tonight. K-Su crew, it feels so right. Calgary roaring with the flames we stoke. This is the vibe, the unbreakable folk. Raise your glass, keep calm and drive on. Dance to the beat till the break of dawn. Chive, oh Canada, we're bold and free. Celebrating life, that's our decree. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Cowboy hats with a party twist. Yeehaw moves you just can't resist. From the Rockies to the big prairie skies, we soar so high, make spirits rise. Let the bass drop, hear the anthem thump. Feel the ground shake with every jump. We're a family bound by laughs and cheers, spreading kindness, we know fears. Raise your glass, keep calm and jive on. Dance to the beat till the break of dawn. Jive, oh Canada, we're bold and free. Celebrating life, that's our decree. Maple leaf vibes with a shot of fun. Dripping in love like syrup spun. Calgary's heart fuels the northern fire. K-Go crew will take you higher. Raise your glass, keep calm and jive on. Dance to the beat till the break of dawn. Jive, oh Canada, we're bold and free. Celebrating life, it's our decree. Maple leaf vibes with a shot of fun. Dripping in love like syrup spun. Calgary's heart fuels the northern fire. K-Go crew will take you higher. Decree. Raise your glass, keep calm and jive on. Dance to the beat till the break of dawn. Jive, oh Canada, we're bold and free. Celebrating life, that's our decree. Decree. Oh, oh, that's our decree.
City lights are glowing bright tonight. KCCO crew, it feels so right. Calgary roaring with the flames we stoke. This is the vibe, the unbreakable folk. Raise your glass, keep calm and jive on. Dance to the beat till the break of dawn. Jive, oh Canada, we're bold and free. Celebrating life, that's our decree. Cowboy hats with a party twist. Yeehaw moves you just can't resist. From the Rockies to the big prairie skies, we soar so high, make spirits rise. Let the bass drop, hear the anthem thump.
Happy Hump Day. Hopefully you're having a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. My name is... Where am I here? Here I am. My name's Kevin, one of your KCCO Calgary admins. And what I'd like to do here is sort of talk about what's going on in Chive Nation and also what is going on with KCCO Calgary here locally as well. So Hopefully, you're having a wonderful week. And yeah, today is winter all over again here in Calgary. We just got ourselves a nice dump of snow. Probably almost a good foot that I had to walk through when I came home today. So it is very heavy and wet, and we definitely need the moisture, but it's very, very heavy to shovel all of that off the sidewalk and all the way to the garage. So, but yeah, let me know where you are calling from and what you have for a beverage today. So, cheers, everyone. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful, happy hump day. All right, let us start off like we usually do with let's do a little bit of a story. So we're actually going to be heading over to our Chive Charities page, so chivecharities.org, and reading one of the stories. And today's story we're going to be reading is Teresa's. So let us head over and read this. Teresa B. There's a beacon of hope. So, for most of her childhood, Teresa was always moving. Growing up on Long Island, she filled her days with gymnastics, skiing, snowboarding, and just about any sport she could try. I know a few people like that. Are you? Oh, excuse me. Are you one of those active ones that, as a young kid, tried every single thing that you could? So it was the kind of childhood where scraped knees and sore muscles were part of the deal. You played hard, you got a little banged up, and then you went out and did it all again the next day. Looking back now, there were small signs that something wasn't quite right. But nothing seemed serious enough to raise alarms. I grew up relatively able-bodied, Teresa said. We didn't know I had genetic condition that would one day cause so many issues. And you can see her with her IV bag there on the beach. By the time Teresa reached her late teens, she started to realize something didn't quite add up. She was always tired, even when she had slept. Pain hung around longer than it should have. At first, she assumed it was normal, maybe the price of being active, of pushing herself through sports and busy days. But eventually, the symptoms began stacking up in ways that were harder to ignore. There she is. Years later, Teresa finally got an answer. She was diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, or EDS, a genetic connective tissue disorder. Because connective tissues exist throughout the entire body, EDS can affect almost every system. And for Teresa, it does. Her joints are extremely unstable, especially in her hips, shoulders, and knees. Some days, walking even short distances can be difficult if a joint slips out of place. She also lives with postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, or POTS, which causes her heart rate to spike dramatically when she stands or walks. Something as simple as moving around the house can send it climbing. She also has gastroparesis, which has made eating normally nearly impossible. After feeding tubes were no longer tolerated, Teresa now relies on IV nutrition through a central line known as TPN for about 12 hours every day. She even experiences reactive hypoglycemia, which can cause dangerous drops in blood sugar, sometimes before she even realizes what's happening. Each condition brings its own set of challenges. Together, they shape nearly every part of Teresa's daily life. It's a lot. But the hardest part isn't always the diagnosis themselves. It's the constant awareness they demand. Chronic illness does not clock out, and neither can Teresa. Every day requires paying attention to her heart rate, hydration, blood sugar, pain levels, energy, and symptoms that can change without much warning. One small shift can turn an ordinary moment into something more serious. It's like constantly self-monitoring, Teresa said, and it's exhausting. For people who have never lived with chronic illness, that reality can be hard to understand. I think it's very hard for healthy people to conceptualize what being chronically ill means, she explained. They get sick, they go to the doctor, and then they get better. They'll say, "Oh, you're still sick?" And it's like, "Yes, because it's chronic." There isn't a cure that fixes everything. Instead, Teresa's weeks are filled with physical therapy, doctor appointments, treatments, and careful planning around the medical equipment she relies on every day. My life, unfortunately, revolves around my chronic illnesses, and what will they allow me to do, she said. Still, Teresa finds happiness in the things that make her world feel full, especially the animals that share it with her. Oh, look at the cat. So cute. Her service dog Booth, a lab mix. Oh no, that's her dog, I think. Her service dog Booth, a lab mix, has been by her side for years. Booth was originally trained to help with anxiety, but over time he began alerting Teresa to something else entirely: her heart rate. Sometimes he would start alerting her before she even realized anything was wrong. I checked my heart rate and realized it was really high, she said. Oh, look at him, so cute. Now, about 9 years old, Booth is mostly retired, though Teresa still affectionately calls him her little old man. Her home also includes 3 black cats, Fiona, Loki, and Cameron, each with a personality all their own, along with a bunny named Lola. But the newest member of the family may soon take an important job: a yellow lab named Beacon. Look at him. Beacon came into Teresa's life as a tiny puppy, and she and her mom made the long drive from Long Island to Michigan to bring him home. Even then, the goal was clear: train him to become her next service dog. He was the biggest puppy in his litter, Teresa said, but he was still so little. Oh, look at the cutie. Now older and eager to learn, Beacon has the potential to become an incredible support. Once trained, he'll be able to alert Teresa to drops in blood sugar, dangerous spikes in heart rate, and assist with mobility when needed. For someone who has spent years monitoring her body minute by minute, that kind of help could make an enormous difference. I feel like a lot of things will be easier, Teresa said. I won't have to self-monitor so much. Training a service dog requires time, professional guidance, and resources. Teresa had been trying to figure out how to get Beacon the training he needed before he aged out of the ideal training window. That's where Chive Charities stepped in. With support from the Chive community, Beacon will now receive professional service dog training to help prepare him for the role he was meant to fill. He'll learn to recognize subtle changes in Teresa's body and respond in ways that could prevent medical episodes or help her conserve the limited energy she has each day. He's going to become a literal watchdog. For years, Teresa has had to carry the responsibility of watching her own health every moment of every day. But soon, Beacon will help share that responsibility, and that means everything. Even on the hardest days, Teresa holds tightly to the things that keep her going. My faith brings me a lot of comfort, she said. I love my animals. I love my friends and family. Living with chronic illness means learning to adapt whatever each day brings. Some days are easier than others, but Teresa keeps moving forward. And soon, with Beacon by her side, she won't have to carry the watch alone. Thanks to the Chive Charities community, Beacon will soon begin training to become Teresa's newest watchdog, helping her monitor the health challenges she has been managing on her own for years. Good boy, Beacon. Well done, Teresa. And thank you, Chive Nation. So, that is an awesome story of one of the recipients for the money, the monthly donors, and everyone who has donated. So, if you have, let me know if you know anybody that has a service dog that does the same sort of thing, that monitors health as opposed to being a guide dog. But what other kind of service dogs are out there? Let me know if you happen to know somebody out there. All right, and before we jump in, I just want to say a big hello. I see that Kelly Lawrence and Mr. Skinny Campbell has joined us today. So a big hello, and hopefully you're having a wonderful hump day and things are going well for you. And yeah, let me know where you are connecting from. And I see a Mr. Hockey Night as well. So thanks, Hockey, for... There we go. Thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us tonight. So now that we've actually or done our story for the day, let us play a little bit of a game. So now, oops, I want to do this. I am going to just get this all set up so that I can do that. And there. So we're going to be playing a game that's just called This or That. So we're going to be playing This or That. So I'm going to give you an option of two different things to choose from. And I've done this before, and it's always a lot of fun, and I like to hear what people's thoughts are. And yeah, this is sort of a Calgary / Alberta centric type of quiz, I guess you sort of call it. So if you're ready, let us jump in and get started. So first thing, no, we won't do that. I just put our couple of logos for Chivo Canada A and KCCO Calgary. Have to choose which one and give a reason why. But I can't do that because I'm a supporter of both of them, so I can't choose one of them. So we are going to jump into the first one. And this is sort of a very interesting one here in Calgary. Where are we here? That one? Yeah, that one. So it's the Commuter's Nightmare is the name of this one. So which one would you prefer to do? Would you prefer to ride on a train with with no air conditioning, and plus in Calgary it would be like plus 35-degree weather. Or the other option, a train with no heat in minus 30-degree weather. And I actually have been on both of them. Yeah, there was way back in the day before we actually had the new train cars. The old ones were always breaking down, and yeah, sometimes there was no heat, so it was absolutely freezing. And when you have a wind outside and a wind chill, that made that an unbearable walk to the train and also while you're on it. And if the heat's not on to warm you up, it was kind of a miserable. So you just relied on body heat from everybody that was in the train. And the other plus 30 to 35 with no air conditioning. The old cars that we had, they didn't have air conditioning installed in them. They just had windows. So we actually had to open it up to try and get a cross breeze. But when the cross breeze happened, it was hot air coming in. So it never really cooled it down. So yeah, there were a few days in the summer that were kind of unbearable, because if you're out, you're in the heat. People would just be sweating like crazy, so you got a bunch of body odor, you got a bunch of what was it? Just, it was very, very nasty. So you would come home and you would be sweating like crazy, just on the ride home. And Hockey asked a question. What is plus 35? What's that in Fahrenheit? For all my US friends, that is about 95 degrees Fahrenheit. So, and that would be inside of the train. It could be like even hotter outside. So yeah, it's very, very, very warm. So which one would you do? Would you do the, and actually I'll give you the equivalent of the minus 30. Minus 30. That would be minus 22 Fahrenheit. So either way, it's super hot or super cold. So, and in my historical opinion, I would prefer to probably do the cold, because you can always bundle up and add layers on to keep yourself warm and put stuff on your head to keep yourself warm. But during the summer, that is just blistering hot and you just can't escape it. So unfortunately, yeah, it's just not a pleasant ride in any form whatsoever. So next one. This is going to be a fun one. It's the battle of the Calgary icons here. We have a picture of a Peter's milkshake. This isn't actually the exact cup, but Peter's Drive-In here in Calgary is a huge draw, and it's not a chain. It's owned by one guy, and he refused to make it into a chain, and he refused being bought out by other people as well. So this is the ultimate North Calgary Civil War. Are we going for the mountain of fries and a shake, or are we going for that sweet donair sauce? And the other is Señor's Pizza and the Legend. So they make some of the best pizza in town. So are you going to order a Peter's milkshake or a pizza? And for me, 100% it's going to be the milkshake. I've had both, and I'm a sucker for the milkshakes, and they have tons and tons of flavors, and you can mix as many flavors as you get. And my go-to is always going to be the strawberry banana milkshake, and it just tastes so good. And they don't use ice cream for their milkshake, which is really odd. They use ice milk. So it actually tastes so good, and it's not as heavy as when you make it with ice cream. All right, and we have a couple of answers here. Hockey decided to chime in with summer. Frostbite is a thing, not good on the nervous system. And then, yeah, Hockey, you're with me here. Milkshake all the way. Okay. Next one. And this is going to see how you are with crowds. The Weekend Warrior. Option A would be with the Blue Lake, Lake Louise. And then option B, there are trails in the Kananaskis. So do you brave the 4 a.m. parking lots scramble for the perfect Instagram shot at Lake Louise? Or do you head to K Country, or the Kananaskis, where you might actually see a bear before another human? So, Team Louise or Team K Country? Are you wanting to get together with a whole bunch of people trying to see this natural beauty in the Canadian Rockies? Or are you more of a, I want to go out by myself and explore the trails and possibly meet up with a bear? And yeah, a couple years ago, I had given the story of my adventures in the Kananaskis and going for a 7-hour hike unintentionally. So, and yeah, during that hike in the Kananaskis, it was absolutely gorgeous out there. But yeah, the fear of running into a bear and any wild animal, it's a threat out there. It's always on your mind. So let me know whether you choose the Kananaskis or Lake Louise. And for me, I absolutely love both of them. So I think it would be an equal option for me. And Hockey is choosing Lake Louise. It says sounds similar to his trips to Lake Erie and Presque Isle. That's cool. All right. Next one. And this is an interesting, your Stampede style guide. So here we go with the Canadian tuxedo, denim on denim, versus a flashy sequined cowboy hat. So are you going to be a rhinestone cowboy or cowgirl? Or you're going to wear the Canadian tuxedo? It's July, you're at the grounds, the Stampede grounds. Are you going full denim on denim, like a true Albertan, or are you leaning into the Nashville North sparkle? I've seen some things on 17th Avenue that make me think the rhinestones are winning. So are you a flashy or a denim on denim Canadian tuxedo kind of person? And I myself, I've done denim on denim for many, many years. And around here at Stampede, it's just too hot for a jean jacket. It's like, once again, getting up in the plus 30s and even plus 40s. So like 95 to 100, you really don't wear a jacket while you're out there. So during the summer, It's like as much as you can look Western without the jackets on out there. So, all right, let's hop over to the next one. We'll catch up on the answers on the next one. This is going to be an interesting one because I am a die-hard Oilers fan. So, being in Calgary, where the Calgary Flames are, it's kind of tough. So this is an easy selection for me. So first one, the Flames win the cup. And option B, one with all the money, you win 50 million, but the Flames move to Houston. I absolutely love that. So, how much is your city pride worth? 50 million buys a lot of luxury boxes in Houston. Just saying. But man, the Red Mile would be legendary. What's your price for loyalty? So, when I had first moved out here, it was like the year that the Flames made it to the Stanley Cup final. The Red Mile was just insane about how packed it was. And it was the place to go to. And the party just went on and on and on all night. So, all right. I see that somebody else has joined us. Hello to Mr. Miles. How are you doing today, Miles? Thank you for taking the time out to join in. Just doing a little bit of a this or that kind of quiz. Which one would you prefer to do? So, once again, this one is about your city pride. The Flames win the Stanley Cup, or B, you win $50 million, but the Flame move to Houston. And for me, it's 100% the $50 million. I win that lottery, and the Flames move to Houston. Because it's just hilarious watching the bandwagon jumpers here whenever the Flames make it to the playoffs, and then when they're not doing good, those fans are nowhere to be seen. So it's very little loyalty that I find, but it's always entertaining to watch nonetheless. So let me know if you would choose winning the lottery or the Flames win the Stanley Cup. And the next one. Speaking of Midway and the Stampede, we're talking about Midway Madness. So over the last number of years, there's been very unique types of foods that are being introduced to the Midways. And this one is the pickle soft serve ice cream. And people went bananas for this when it first came out. It was pickle everything. And I never did have a taste of it to actually have an opinion, but to me, sweet and pickles, I don't think that they actually mix. And then the other thing, as you can tell by the picture there, a cricket pizza. They actually did make and have crickets put onto a pizza. So you could go to the Midway and have a slice of cricket pizza, which was very, very... yeah. The script that I have here, the Stampede Midway is a place where God's laws don't apply. If you had to eat one of these to save your life, which one is it? I feel like the crickets add a necessary crunch, but the pickle, that's just a crime. So yeah, when they had the whole theme of pickle, there were so many pickle themed foods that were introduced to the Midway that year, and I just cannot get on board with that. So, oh, very interesting hockey. I love that. A bacon sundae. It's surprisingly decent. We have Picklesburg's festival here in Southwest Pennsylvania every year. Yeah, I can see bacon working well because it has a bit of that salt as well. It's not necessarily the sweet and sour combined. So I'm I'm on board with a bacon sundae. Absolutely. Hey, and I see Mr. Sean McSweeney. How's it going, buddy? Haven't seen you for a couple weeks, so sorry to hear about your compatriots. Hopefully you're doing well after hearing about that tragic incident down in the U.S. So, but yeah, Sean has responded, saying he'd have to go for the ice cream. Um, Pickle pizza, on the other hand, had that at the fair before. So yeah, tell me more about the pickle pizza. I can not sure what else would be on there. So let me know a little bit more about that, Sean. All right. So for myself, I would probably go for the cricket pizza. So yeah, just not a fan of the pickle into sweet stuff. All right. Now this is if you're a true Calgarian, you will totally understand this. The Great Chinook Debate. Um, the Chinook Headache. The Calgary Headache. Is it worth the slush and the puddles just to see the pavement again? Or do you prefer the crisp, nose hairs are frozen sunshine? So, what we're talking about here is the Chinooks that actually roll in. It's a phenomenon that happens here. Warm air comes over the mountains and you get a vast difference of like 20 degrees in a day. Just the low pressure and high pressure changing. So whether you get a headache from that, luckily I don't get Chinook headaches. So, and some people get severe migraines whenever that happens. And it's like you're just out of commission totally. And what you see in that picture where that blue is the sky and the white are the clouds, that actually is a Chinook arch. So that actually does happen. So when you see that out in the west, you can say, hey, warm weather is about to come here. And like I said, if it can go from -20 to +10 or something like that in a matter of a day. And yeah, if you have a whole bunch of snow, it can basically all melt. So, and specifically here in right now, like I said at the beginning, we had a big dump of snow, and we are expecting above zero temperatures within the next day or so. So, this almost like foot of snow that we have, it's going to be going very, very quickly, as fast as it shows up. So, as for my choice for this or that, which one is it going to be? I'm going to go with the Chinook because I am lucky enough that it doesn't affect me. I don't get headaches from that pressure change. So, yeah. Okay, Sean, what did you say? Oh, going back to that pizza. It was just cheese and pickles. It was good. Added some crunch and the sweetness. Okay. And then with regards to the Chinook, he'll take the -25 in Calgary and a fun ski day over the pressure and temperature changes. The heat is just a tease. Let me enjoy winter for what it is, and then summer when we get that warm embrace. Very well said. Very well said. But when in the middle of January, February, when a Chinook comes, that is the best feeling because it's just that instant warmth, and it's like it reminds you, hey, spring's just around the corner. So for myself, once again, I'm just going to go with that Chinook. All right. Living the Calgary dream. Option A, would you like to live in the Beltline condo? And so you can walk to the pub? Or deep south lake life, like Mahogany Lake or Auburn Bay? And those are communities here in Calgary where there is a man-made lake for recreational purposes. So, are you a city slicker who wants to stumble home from from 17th Ave or the Red Mile? Or are you a lake person who doesn't mind a 40-minute commute as long as you have a paddleboard? Let me know what kind of neighborhood that you would prefer. Myself, I'm 100% the lake community. I like the suburbs and the different things that they do to try and entice people to come and live out there. It's like, yeah, I don't mind the 40 minutes and for me on the way home, it's an hour commute. Once I leave downtown and hop on the train and walk home, it's a good hour. But on the way in to work, it's like half an hour because it's just not as busy. So, yeah, I'm definitely the suburbs. The one community I did live in Calgary here, it was called Arbor Lake, and it had a man-made lake. And yeah, you could go in there as part of your fees for living in that community. You had access to the lake, so you could go and do paddle boards. And they also had paddle boats as well. And then during the winter, it was frozen over, so you could actually go skating. They'd have ice hockey tournaments. And yeah, you could just also, they had a propane fireplace too, so you could go have some hot chocolate by your fireplace and really enjoy the outdoors. So, and it had a bit of a beach there as well, so you could hang out on the beach and go swimming during the summer. So, and fishing tournaments and ice fishing tournaments as well. So I am definitely a suburbia type of guy, so I would go for that as well. And hockey was saying suburbs. And for the last one, Miles was saying he would have the cricket pizza. So I'm with you on that one too, Miles. All right. So the next one. Guess what? That's it. I just had a few of them. But it was a lot of fun going through that because it reminded me of the different communities that I have lived in Calgary here. And yeah, each of them have their own little perks, and found out that I actually do enjoy living in the suburbs a little bit more than living closer to the core of the city. So, yeah, Sean's response to the last one: lake and a house all day long, from people, away from people, and some much desired quiet. Laid back way of life, no hustle and bustle. 100%. So yeah, you do get it here, and that's actually one of the complaints that I've heard about Calgary is the urban sprawl, because they just have so many of those communities that it just spreads out all the way. So let us do this. Turn that off and go back to this. So yeah, it does the urban sprawl, so it just spreads out, and then it doesn't actually build up. It just keeps expanding out and out and out. So yeah, just a few little questions and this or that choices of what to make around the Calgary area and just outside. We're only an hour drive. Actually, I'm an hour drive from my house to the heart of the mountains. So absolutely love how close we are to the Canadian Rockies. They're just so majestic. So and yeah, with that, I'm going to wrap things up because I still have to go grab some food. Okay, Sean, you're wondering where you can watch this so that your comments appear on screen. If you actually go to KCCO Calgary, the KCCO Calgary Facebook page, I streamed there. Also on YouTube as well. Let's see, KCCO Calgary Facebook page, YouTube. Where do I all stream to? But yeah, if I get you on those pages, then I can throw the comments onto the screen as well. Oh yeah, Hockey says, oh yeah, Twitch. I'm also on Twitch as well, but that's under my own personal account, my Classic Mac channel. So, but yeah, next week feel free to jump onto one of the other channels, and then any comments that you have, I will definitely put them up. So. And with that, I'm going to wrap it up because, like I said, I still have to go grab a bite to eat. So have yourself a wonderful rest of your hump day. Have a super awesome weekend. And thanks you to everyone for joining in and participating. I'm going to try and have something more interactive next week as well. So if there's anything that you want to see or hear, definitely let me know. And I will try and get it on the program for you. So have a great weekend, everyone. Cheers. Cheers and chive on.
In a world so full of noise and clatter, we dream of making things just a bit better. Small changes adding up to a greater whole. Let's ignite the spark. Let's reach our goal. We'll make the world 10% brighter. With love and kindness, we'll be fighters. Every action counts, every little letter. Together we'll make the world 10% better. From the streets where hope seems to fade to the hearts where love needs to be remade. Let's lend a hand, let's spread some cheer in the darkest of nights. Let's bring the clear. We'll make the world 10% brighter. With love and kindness, we'll be fighters. Every action counts, every little letter. Together we'll make the world 10% better. So let's join hands, let's start today in making the world a brighter place to stay. Every step